I talk a lot about this stuff jettisoned from these aircraft, sprayed down upon us, folks. This stuff that lingers and malingers for what seems like an eternity now, folks. But there's other stuff taking place that I do mention that people are not always aware of, folks, that is as debilitating to your health and detrimental to your mental as well, folks, such as these microwave frequencies, these radar, LiDAR, NEXRAD, Doppler, HARP frequencies, this radiation in air, folks, that's constantly there now, folks, and causing all kinds of illnesses in people. And these frequencies and these radar, LiDAR, target acquiring, beamforming, energy sapping fucking frequencies and that, folks, radio waves, can be directed at crowds, can be directed at the person singular to cause all kinds of effects, from uncontrollable bowel movements to heart attacks, strokes and sudden death. You know, when you think about, those of you that understand what I'm talking about, you think about what happened in Wuhan, the world's first fully digitized city. And then we were told, if you believe the stories, that people were simply dropping dead from COVID. It doesn't stack up at all. No one ever caught a virus and dropped dead at the same fucking minute, the same second. Because that's what we were expected to believe with these news reports and these photographs and footage that was circulating all the fucking time, folks. People just catching the virus and instantly catching it, dropping dead from it. It hasn't happened since. Didn't happen in this country. Didn't happen in America. Didn't happen anywhere else. It only happened in the world's first fully digitized, weaponized, ionized radar, LiDAR, microwave frequencies, Doppler, fully functioning city, folks. And it's very telling and disturbing when you think that the same shit's happening over here in these countries, folks. When you think about what we're experiencing now, yeah, it's summer, yeah. Here in the UK, it's summer. People are moaning now it's too hot, it's too warm. They're associating it with climate change and the earth boiling, and we're going to boil, and we need something doing. And they're screaming for they're screaming their reaction to a problem that had a solution probably 100 years ago. It's called the Hegelian dialectic, that, folks. But people are associating what's taking place now here with what they call the weather, with this climate change nonsense, folks. And really what's happening, we've got all this ionization from the aircraft and from the land bases and whatever, and all these various frequencies I'm talking about, whether the radio waves or whatever, being pulsed and fired up into the atmosphere. We've got the radiation constantly in air, folks. So what you're seeing is summer, and what you're feeling, what you're seeing is summer, but what you're also seeing is a massive amount of what they call geoengineering, yeah, using all these systems. But what you're feeling, so you're seeing summer and seeing these effects, seeing what's taking place up in the air of your Luke. But what you're feeling is the radiation in air, folks. People are telling me now that even when it's cool, they're still feeling these cold sweats through the night, folks. And when you think about microwave radiation, folks, have a think about it. Think about how it cooks from inside out, folks. That's what you're feeling. You're feeling the effects of the Doppler, of the radar, the LiDAR, the NexRad and the ARP systems, whatever else, that they're firing up into the air and this way, that way, and every way, folks, because it's a weaponized system and it's target acquiring. They've done it. For years, the Russians were targeting certain embassies and firing these frequencies at the embassies, and the embassy staff were becoming ill. Then they were dropping dead of cardio problems. They were getting cancers and tumours. And then this stuff was tested on the Ban the Bomb people on, was it Greenham Common, where these women were camped out. And for years they were fucking firing these frequencies at these people to try and disperse. It was known as a crowd dispersal system, folks. And these women were suffering all kinds of cancers and debilitating illnesses. And that's recorded. It's actual fact, folks. And where we lived up in Manchester, the council estates there, where the children were hanging around the streets and being what they call a nuisance, because they had fuck all else to do. You know, if enough people reported to the council they were sick of these kids hanging around street corners, then they would fix these fucking target acquiring systems in certain areas, on certain corners of properties or lampposts, street lights. And when the kids were hanging around these corners, these things would emit a signal that only these youthful kids could hear. Yeah, and it would be ear-piercing to a point where they'd have to move away from the area. And that may sound like a good idea, but again, the effects from these frequencies being pulsed into people's head through this target acquiring system, which is what it fucking is, designed by the military, folks. These kids were getting ill with all kinds of debilitating cancers and sicknesses and bowel movements of uncontrollable fucking urges, folks. So, you know, when I tell you that it's a multifaceted agenda that's taking place, folks, it is. We're being attacked from all sides. It's not just the food, it's not just the water, it's not just the air, it's not just the medication, not just education, folks. It's everything. And they've worked it so it's all happening all at once, folks. So there's no real escape from it. Not for us, but the people of the future. If we can enlighten them through what we do today now and protect that information and carry it forward for them, then there's great hope for them to wake up to this and get it stopped for us. Their fucking distant relations. But, you know, there's a lot more going on, folks. Hell of a lot, but it all connects, it all joins, all the dots get joined at some point. It's all one agenda to change everything synthetically so that everything becomes patentable, it becomes traceable and erasable if need be. And remember, they tell you that the safest way to use a microwave is with the door shut. And we're in a microwave environment and there's no door, folks. There's nothing protecting us. And basically, when you use a microwave oven, there's no protecting you from that neither. They tell you that these microwaves don't escape the oven when the door's shut, but you put a telephone in there, a mobile phone, and ring it, and it'll ring, yeah? So there's signals going in, and then if you put the phone in the microwave, ringing a phone outside and shut the door, the phone outside will ring via the phone, ringing it inside the microwave, folks. And then those 2.5 gigahertz that are supposedly trapped inside the fucking microwave, yeah, are the same 2.5 gigahertz that most routers run on in the home. Yeah, do you have a door on your router where you're sat next to it? And it's weaponizing the air and rotating the molecules in the air in reverse So they're causing oxidative stress, which is what everyone's feeling at night, folks. Everyone's feeling, even if you haven't got a router now, folks, there's that much radiation and microwaves and all the rest of it in the air. Yeah, and the molecules and all the rest of it in the air, folks, the moisture. Their molecules are being rotated in the opposite direction to which way they should be going, folks. Same thing's happening with your blood. Yeah, and the people that have had these injections that are now track traceable, erasable, and connectable through this digitised, weaponised nonsense, folks, are feeling the effects the most. You know, me and Debbie at the moment now are going through something very personal with someone, and that's all I'm going to say on that, really, folks. But, you know, firsthand we know what's happened. We knew what was coming. We tried to avoid it. And sadly, we're caught up in it now. And the amount of people that we're told now have got dementias and have got cancers, it's just off the fucking scales, folks. It's beyond concern, folks. Beyond. Anyway, that said, it's something for you to think about, folks, because it's something I can't not think about. And with that shot, we're off home now to get Debbie. We've got a long journey again this morning. And again, it's about 20 minutes past 5 a.m. now, folks, as we head back. You can see here, just through the tree line. We're just about home. About another 10 minutes, we've got to go around this bend here and then up the hill. Another warm day, so take it easy, folks. And just have a think about everything I'm telling you. And then, if possible, power down the things that you don't need. Leave your phones away from your body. Leave them in another room, storage area, in the garage, whatever. And turn the routers off unless you absolutely need them things, folks. Yeah, because a lot of us that have these routers and have them on constantly and are sat near them, you go to work, they've got them on the bus, they've got them on the train, they've got them in the fucking local pub. Some parks have got them now. And when we get to a place called Oswestry to go shopping, which is 20 to 30 miles away from here, folks, they're stuck on the fucking street lamps with all these fucking 4 aerials on them, all pulsing frequencies and signals that people just driving by and walking by, yeah, gathering information through the body, with the wireless body area networks. You know, not only gathering information, but fucking pumping fucking things into the people, into all of us, folks. Ionizing, weaponizing the air, folks. And people's mood shifts are just crazy, folks, when you're getting these Wi-Fi fields. Debbie is so Wi-Fi sensitive now, we're lucky we can go anywhere at all. Sometimes we get to these shops, even the little shops, just to get a few bits. And if we get into the shop and she feels these frequencies, she has to go back and sit in the car while I get whatever we need. And for the past 6 months, I've started feeling these effects more and more in the main supermarkets and certain areas, certain car parks we can park on, where these systems are attached to the street furniture, folks. And by street furniture, I mean lampposts and signs, street signs and stuff. It's something we all should be thinking about. It's something that's not natural. It's something that is not part of creation. It's something that we shouldn't be using, folks. It's something that was designed by the military for the battlefield. Yeah, and now we've all got it in our hands, in our pockets, at the side of our heads, in bed, at home, at school, in the hospitals riddled with it, especially on top of the maternity wards, folks. Have a think about that. We have, well, what we call blocks of these flats with maybe 10, 15 floors on them. that house people of, the poorly paid people, and above their heads on the rooftops, this stuff is everywhere, folks, for them. Anyway, I'll shut up now as we just approach the gateway to get in. The prison gates, I call them, that we were never told were going on, and the fucking high walls that now surround this place we're in. I kid you not, folks.